when a 5-year-old toddler became king of a mighty nation at war. The kingdom of Arendelle had enjoyed peace and prosperity for many years under the rule of King Aldrich. He was respected by his people and feared by his enemies. His greatest joy, however, was not his throne or his victories, it was his 5-year-old son, Prince Leon. The little prince spent his days running through the royal gardens, laughing with palace servants, and dreaming of becoming a brave knight one day. He had no idea that his life was about to change forever. One cold autumn morning, disaster struck. King Aldrich led his army into battle against a powerful enemy that had invaded the kingdom's northern border. Although his soldiers fought with unmatched courage, the king was killed while defending his people. News of his death spread across the kingdom like wildfire. Fear filled every village. The royal court was thrown into confusion, and the enemy believed victory was finally within reach. According to the kingdom's ancient law, the crown could only pass to the king's oldest child. That meant little Prince Leon, only 5 years old, was now the rightful king. Many nobles objected. They argued that a child could never lead a nation during wartime. Some secretly plotted to seize the throne for themselves, believing the kingdom would soon collapse. On the day of the coronation, the grand cathedral was silent. The golden crown, far too large for the tiny boy's head, rested gently upon him. Leon looked frightened as he searched for his father in the crowd, forgetting for a moment that he was gone forever. His mother, Queen Eleanor, knelt beside him and whispered, "Your father believed that courage is not the absence of fear. It is doing what is right even when you are afraid." Outside the palace walls, enemy armies marched closer every day. Villages were burned, families fled their homes, and supplies began to run low. The kingdom seemed destined to fall. Yet Queen Eleanor refused to surrender. Acting as regent, she worked alongside the kingdom's wisest generals and ministers while always reminding them that every decision must honor the young king's future. King Leon watched everything closely. Though he was too young to fight, he visited wounded soldiers in hospitals, thanked blacksmiths for making weapons, and comforted children who had lost their homes. His innocent kindness spread hope throughout the kingdom. Soldiers proudly declared that they would never allow harm to come to their little king. One evening, the enemy sent a messenger demanding the kingdom's surrender. The palace council debated for hours, but before anyone could answer, young King Leon stood from his chair. Looking directly at the messenger, he said in a quiet but steady voice, "Tell your king that Arendelle belongs to its people, not to fear." His words quickly spread across the nation, inspiring thousands. The generals launched a bold plan to defend the capital. Every citizen played a role. Farmers supplied food, blacksmiths forged swords day and night, and ordinary villagers built defenses around the city. United by the courage of their young king, the people fought harder than ever before. Months of fierce battles followed. Although the kingdom suffered great losses, the enemy could not break the people's determination. Eventually, the invading army was forced to retreat. Against all expectations, the tiny kingdom had survived. As the years passed, King Leon grew into a wise and fearless ruler. He never forgot the difficult days when he had worn a crown that was too heavy for a child. Instead of seeking revenge against former enemies, he rebuilt towns, cared for widows and orphans, and strengthened peace across the land. Historians later wrote that Arendelle had not been saved by the strength of one child alone, but by the hope he inspired in everyone around him. His courage united an entire nation when it seemed impossible to survive. Generations later, parents still told the story of the 5-year-old king who faced war with a brave heart. His life became proof that true leadership does not depend on age, power, or size. It comes from courage, compassion, and the ability to give others hope when darkness seems certain to